Listen and then answer the questions.
My wife's name is Kim. Our house is nice, but it isn't very big. It's small. It's in North London. Yeah, it's a small house. My sister, Alice, has a house in our street. It's just 2 minutes from our house. Our children and her children are at the same school, and that's really nice. Alice has 3 children, and we have 2. 2 children and a dog, Ben. My daughter's name is Penny, and my son's name is Archie. The children's school is near our house, so that's good. But my wife's office is miles from our house, about 20 miles. My job is in the centre of town. That's no problem. We're both happy in our jobs, so that's okay. We aren't rich, but we're happy.
Listen and then answer the questions.
I live in the north of Thailand. We have 3 seasons. A very hot season, a rainy season, and a season that is not so hot. It's cool. This is our winter. It's from November to February, and is my favorite season because it's not too hot or too wet. It's quite warm in the daytime and it's cold at night. And in February, we have lots of beautiful tropical flowers, all colors, red, orange and pink. So every year we have a fantastic flower festival. My sisters and I go to the festival and we sing and dance. I love it.
Listen and then answer the questions.
I'm married. I have 2 children, a son and a daughter. I live in Exeter in the southwest of England, but I wasn't born in England. I was born in East Africa, in Tanzania. My mum and dad were teachers there at the time. My mum's German, but she was born in Tanzania because my grandfather worked there. My dad is English. He's from the north of England, but after university he wanted to travel to Africa. My mum and dad were married there, and my brothers and I were born there. We were there until I was 10, and my brothers were 8 and 5. We were at the same school together. We couldn't play outside. It was too hot, and there were snakes. School finished at 1 o'clock every day, and our house was near the sea, so we could all go swimming every afternoon. My childhood was very happy, all sunshine and swimming.
Listen and then answer the questions.
My new school is a big and tall building. There is a very rich library in our school. You can see a lot of books on the shelves. The books are in different languages, like English, German, Spanish, etc. They are also on different subjects, such as maths, reading, etc. I often go to the library. The librarian is a kind woman. She helps me to find an interesting book in English. I love reading books in English. I learn new things about the world. I also learn a lot of new words.
Listen and then answer the questions.
People visit museums for several reasons. Some want to get information about ancient people's life. Others are interested in art or collections. There are many kinds of museums in the world: art museums, natural history museums, science museums, and children's museums. The largest museums are mainly located in major cities. Amongst the world's largest and most visited museums are the Louvre in Paris, the British Museum in London, and the Vatican Museum in Italy. The Vatican Museum was the second oldest museum in the world. Early museums began as the private collections of rich people or natural objects. The majority of museums in the world opened during the 18th century. Modern museums first opened in Europe. Museum of Modern Art in Azerbaijan is one of them.
Listen and then answer the questions. The Haydar Aliyev Foundation is a powerful and wealthy institution. It has an important place in the social and public life of Azerbaijan. As the head of the Haydar Aliyev Foundation, the First Lady of Azerbaijan, Mehriban Aliyeva, supports international projects, a number of educational and charitable projects in many fields. In the field of education, schools, kindergartens, boarding schools. The Haydar Aliyev Foundation holds charity events in the boarding schools, etc. In the field of health care, the Haydar Aliyev Foundation constructs and restores healthcare institutions and diagnosis treatment centers. In the field of culture and art, the Haydar Aliyev Foundation establishes and reconstructs historical and architectural monuments, museums, children's music schools, and cultural centers. Haydar Aliyev Foundation also organizes international music festivals, exhibitions, etc. The Haydar Aliyev Foundation has already implemented a number of such kind of charity events and continues its goodwill. Listen and then answer the questions.
Walt Elias Disney is one of the most important people in the history of animation and cartoons. He was born in 1901 in Chicago, USA. In the 1920s, he moved to California and opened Disney Brothers Studio with his brother Roy. They made a number of animated films and cartoons which are still popular all over the world. Some famous Disney cartoons are Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Pinocchio, Dumbo, and Bambi. Walt Disney created the character Mickey Mouse, and it's one of the children's favorite characters in most countries of the world. Walt Disney was a shy and kind person who cared for people working with him. He was also a very talented and hard-working person. He won 22 Oscar awards for his outstanding work.
Listen and then answer the questions.
The United Nations is a global organization that was established on October 24, 1945, at the end of World War II. It was created to prevent future wars. The organization has many missions, such as maintaining international peace and security, developing friendly relations among nations, and protecting human rights. It also works for delivering aid and enforcing international law. The headquarters of the UN is in Manhattan, New York City. Its main offices are in Geneva, Nairobi, and Vienna. The organization is financed by voluntary contributions from its member states. The UN is the largest and most powerful organization in the world. At the start, the UN had 51 member states. Today, it has increased to 193 countries. The organization and its members have won many Nobel Peace Prizes.
Listen and then answer the questions.
An advertisement is a notice, picture, or film telling people about a product or service. It has a long history. In the past, Egyptians used papyrus to make sales messages and wall posters. These types of messages were found in Pompeii in ancient Arabia. Wall or rock painting for commercial messages is another ancient form of advertising. It still exists in many parts of Asia, Africa, and South America. The tradition of wall painting goes back to Indian rock art paintings around 4000 BC. The world's earliest printed advertising model is the bronze plate. It was created to print an advertisement for the Liu family shop in China. Nowadays, companies use unusual ways to advertise their products. Street furniture, human billboards, and skywriting are some common examples.
Listen and then answer the questions.
Stonehenge, England's and the world's most famous historical monument, was built about 5,000 years ago. It consists of a circle of standing stones. Each standing stone is around 4 meters high, 2.1 meters wide, and weighs around 25 tons. Some people think that the stones were brought by boat or with the help of oxen. Stonehenge is older than the pyramids of Giza, and there is no written record of its construction or its original purpose. A number of myths surround these stones. For some researchers, it was a place of healing. For others, it was a place of worship for the sun and moon. According to the third group of scientists, it was a place to study the movements of the stars. The monument was added to UNESCO's list of World Heritage Sites in 1986.